Hello, everybody. I hope you all are doing great. It's Connect Friday, and I'm just going to share this really quick. Okay, so we are good. So come on in. If this is your first time viewing this Connect Friday, let me know where you are watching and tuning in from. So I started these to be able to help entrepreneurs and small businesses to build their brand, to grow their presence, to have the tips, to have what they need in order to fully maximize the use of social media. And so I think this is our fourth Connect Friday that we've had so far. And if you have not, be sure to go back and watch all the other ones because those are really good. So you can just go to our page, click on videos, and you'll see all of the different Connect Fridays that we did. Okay, so for those who have no idea who I am, I'm just going to introduce myself like I usually do. I am Shekinah Walton. I am a certified social media strategist, and I'm also the founder of Shekinah Victoria Enterprises, a social media marketing and branding company that specifically helps entrepreneurs and small businesses to be able to build their brand, grow their presence, extend their reach, get the visibility that they need, and so much more. We've been able to help organizations ranging from film and media companies to faith-based organizations, non-for-profits, and so it's been really cool. We started officially in 2020, but really just came to the forefront this past year in 2023. And so it's been awesome. It's been really awesome. And before we get into this topic, I just want to share, it just left me that quick. If you have not subscribed to our email list, be sure to subscribe by going to ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com. It is in the description. It's in the caption. And also, if you're watching, let me know where you're viewing from, and we're going to get right into this topic. I hope you all are ready. I hope that, you've shared this one with someone. Please be sure to share this because this is going to be some really good information that I share once again. We're talking about, is it possible to stand out in a saturated market? Is it possible to stand out in a saturated market? Is it? And that, okay, I see Rayshonda on here. Thank you so much for coming on. And the answer is yes. Yes, it is possible. Now, this is one of the questions that many people ask, many business owners, many entrepreneurs, like, it's so hard for me to stand out. There's so many people that are in my industry. I have so many competitors. But guess what? It's still possible for you to stand out. And I'm going to be sharing a few tips on how you can stand out and really receive the business that you should. Because if you're in business, I believe that you have an awesome business idea. And it's important that people know about it. And so I'm going to be sharing some tips on how to stand out in a saturated market, okay? This is going to be good. If you have not, please be sure to share this, okay? Because this is something that I think every entrepreneur, every business owner needs to hear, all right? So let me just start with, I like giving examples. And so I want to give a quick kind of example, all right? So everybody knows Chick-fil-A, right? You know Chick-fil-A, I'm sure you've eaten there before. I don't know what your favorite meal is. Chick-fil-A is one of my favorites as well. But anyways, Chick-fil-A was founded in 1967, okay? And although it was founded in 1967, they were not worried about another super popular fast food chain that had been in business for years before them. And that fast food chain was none other than McDonald's. McDonald's was founded in 1955. Okay, so that's a 12-year gap. And at the same time, they were not worried about, okay, fast food, McDonald's is such a popular and booming company, should we even enter into the fast food industry? That was not a concern. And I'm going to go into kind of why a little bit later, but they didn't care because they knew that what they had to offer was very different from McDonald's. It was very different. And I'm going to share a little bit about that a little bit later. Okay, so next, I'm going to give another example. So Gucci, everybody knows Gucci, all right? So Gucci was founded in 1921, and it's one of the kind of older, most luxurious brands that we hear about. But then you also have Louis Vuitton, founded in 1954, 30-something years after Gucci. And Louis Vuitton was not worried about, Gucci was created before me. Saint Laurent was in business before me. Even Fendi was. They weren't worried about that. So why is it that many small business owners, sometimes even Christian entrepreneurs, that is one of the biggest concerns, is that you have competitors or that there are other people that are in your industry and you're worried about standing out? That should not be a concern. It should be the least of your concerns, all right? And so I just kind of want to share some examples of some companies that they didn't care if there were other huge, big-time competitors that were doing well because they knew that what they had to offer was very different, all right? So there's always going to be a saturated market unless God gives you a business idea and literally nobody has this business idea, so there's always going to be a saturated market. You're always going to have competitors unless, like I said, like God gives you something that no one else is doing at all. All right. But then probably when you start doing whatever that business idea is, there's going to be a whole lot of other people that come and try to follow. So I said all that to say there's always going to be a saturated market. That's nothing that you can avoid or try to run from. And so now the question is, how can we maneuver and position our brand in a way in which it stands out, even in this saturated market? Okay, so the question should be, how do I stand out even in this market? So here are a few tips, and I'm not going to be on here long, okay? But if you're watching me, I want you to share this because I believe that this will be of really great value, okay? So the first tip is know your audience. Know your audience. Know, okay, what does your audience like to do? Know where they like to shop. What is your ideal client? What are their interests? What is the average kind of occupation that they'll have? How much money does your ideal client make? Because that will determine if, they will be the ideal client for your services. And so you need to know your buyer persona. Know your audience. And when you know your audience, then you won't be discouraged or disappointed because maybe certain people or certain consumers are not appealed to you because you know your audience. So I've said this many times before, but you're not called to the 100%. You're called to the 1%. You're called to a very small factor of people that literally they're appealed to your brand. They will purchase or invest in your services or your goods. So you're not called to everybody. You cannot be everything, but, and I don't want to skip ahead of myself. It's important to know your audience. So if you know your audience, then you can kind of package your services and your goods, even on social media, in a way in which it will attract them. Okay, the second thing is master a small niche before expanding or trying to be a jack of all trades. Master a small niche. Master a small niche. Remember that, okay? If you're watching the replay, I want you to comment, master a small niche, okay? Master a small niche. This is what we see even with Chick-fil-A. Okay, notice how they don't sell burgers. They don't, sell hot dogs like Portillo's. They strictly focus on chicken. They do chicken tenders, they do chicken sandwiches, they do chicken salads. The only thing that they offer on their menu that is not that is something other than chicken is they have this, like, I think it's like a sausage it's like a sausage breakfast sandwich. And that's one item off of their entire menu. Now, I don't know why they decided to deviate and have this one item that, is not chicken. But we see that Chick-fil-A is super effective. And so they knew, okay, we're not trying to attract those who really like red meat. We don't want those who like ribs, and they like pork, and they like, whatever else, We don't want people buying a fish sandwich from us. Like, they're like, no, we want to really maximize the use of chicken, okay? And they were very strategic and very effective in that people know about Chick-fil-A from everywhere, and they'll go to Chick-fil-A not only because they like their food, but because of the service as well. The customer service is top notch. So the main thing is know your audience. That way you can know who you're trying to sell to, who you're trying to promote to, versus who you are not. Okay. And I also offer consultations for those who need a little help with fine-tuning their audience. Maybe you are trying to reach a broad audience, but you really want to be concentrated on a specific audience. Okay. So the second tip is, I already said the second one. But before I go to the third tip, I just want to say, I want to give an example. So Gucci, actually, for those who know Gucci, they started off making luggage. They started off making, I think I'm saying this right, but equestrian leather goods. And then it expanded gradually. Now, they make all types of things, clothes, belts, purses, but they started off with just making luggage. That was the actual dream of the founder, the CEO, was just to make luggage. He dreamed of having his own brand of luggage. And that's what they started off with. Once they become successful in that, then they expanded. And actually, I can use what we do as an example as well. So our company, we focus specifically on social media marketing and branding. Now, we're not saying that you should only use social media marketing as a part of your marketing strategy, but this is one aspect of your marketing strategy. There's so many other forms of digital marketing, and then there's forms of different non-digital marketing. But we're saying that this is the specific marketing that we specialize in is social media marketing, and then we also focus on branding. We're not doing all the different types of marketing. We're not doing print marketing. We're not doing television marketing. We're not doing radio advertising. We are only focusing on social media marketing and branding. That is our specialty as of now. However, in the future, we will expand to maybe even doing web development. For those who don't know, like, although I'm super creative, and I like, creative arts and all of that good stuff. I also developed all of my websites. Every website that you see, I developed that, myself. People would never know. You may think that someone else did it. But no, like, eventually, maybe that's something that will expand too. But right now, our goal was to start off with a very small niche, which was social media marketing and branding, and then eventually expand. And so use that as your framework as well. Whatever business idea you have, start off with a very specific, concentrated, focused area. Okay? Master that to where people know that you're a master of it, to where you're known in the industry for what you do. Then eventually, once you've mastered that, where people know, okay, like, they're vetted, then you can expand, okay? This is how you stand out in a saturated market. You don't just stand out by, trying to be a jack of all trades and trying to do everything. Okay, the third tip is sell your story. Sell your story. And I see a lot of different people coming on here. So be sure to share this if you are watching. And let me know where you're viewing me from. So the third thing is sell your story. I don't know if you all have heard about Richard Montanez, okay? But this man, he is known for creating Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I'm sure you all have heard of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Okay, so what really drew people to even purchase the Cheetos is when they found out about who actually developed and had the idea to create Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And nowadays, they did a whole movie on Richard Montanez because he was actually a janitor. He was a janitor that had this brilliant idea to offer a product to those who were a part of his community. So he was a Hispanic man, and he was like, there's no product that we have in the Frito-Lay company, that's the company he worked for, that would really appeal to the people of my community. And so he had this idea to, take the regular, cheesy Cheetos and, make some type of powder, that was spicy. And he threw that on the hot Cheetos. And then as a janitor still, he pitched this to top level executives. And they loved it. And the product went crazy. And he went from being a janitor to executive that quick. And so sell your story. He tells this story all the time. People know him because of that. And if you go to his social media page, then you'll see that he even has like Flamin' Hot Cheetos or something like that in his bio. And so he sells his story. People want to hear, how did you go from this point to that point? So what is the story behind your business? What is the story behind your brand? Sell that. Why are you so passionate about what you do, and how can this benefit or help somebody? Okay, so sell your story. This adds more power to your brand and inspires people to purchase whatever service or good that you have. All right, now I have 3 more points, and then I'm going to get off. I don't know how long I've been on here. But do not copy what everyone else is doing, okay? That's an easy way to not stand out in the saturated market, is copying what everyone else is doing. Don't do that, okay? Try to be creative with what you're doing and package that in a way, even on social media. There's a lot of different trends, but remember, every trend that comes out, you do not have to follow. You can create the trend, And so I just want to encourage you all, create the trend. Don't be always following every single trend that comes out, Create it, okay? Create the trend. Ask God, okay, what ideas do you have for my business? And how can I package this in a way in which, people will be drawn to it, and that is different from other people that are in my same sector of business. Okay, I have 2 more. So, point 5. Think about what will make you different from everyone else. So I kind of already jumped into that. But think about what will make you different from everyone else. And the last thing is, don't limit yourself. This is number 6. Don't limit yourself. Experiment. Richard Montanez, he experimented. He wasn't even, I don't know if he was a cook, or I don't know if he was even good at cooking, but he created a type of product, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, in which everybody knows about today. He created this product from experimenting. He had this idea and he experimented. For those who know Sara Blakely, who's the founder, owner of Spanx, she experimented. Okay, she started creating her own. She started, you have to experiment. You cannot be afraid to experiment, even with your brand, with what you offer. Okay, and even experiment with different ways in how you relay information via social media. Even with your copy, with your captions. Sometimes try a different approach, Don't start off your post the same way each time if you're trying to promote a service, okay? And always give value, but let there be a story behind the value as well. Okay, so those were some tips regarding how to stand out in a saturated market. If you're watching the replay, let me know where you're watching me from. Be sure to share this. And I hope you all were able to get something. I tried to give some real life examples so that you can see that it is possible. Remember, you can do it. You can stand out in a saturated market. You don't have to be like all of your competitors, okay? So let's go. Let's do this. You know, go full speed in doing, you know, everything that God has called for you to do. Use social media. Use the different tips that I gave to cause for your brand to be perceived in, you know, a light that shines, that stands out. Okay? And if you have not, be sure to subscribe to ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com. If you would like a free consultation, 15 minutes where I can answer any questions that you have or kind of share with you a little bit more about our services, then go to our website as well as ShekinahVictoriaEnterprises.com. And if you click on the button, Let's Chat, then you can schedule your 15-minute consultation completely free. Okay? So I hope you all were able to get something from this Connect Friday. And I look forward to seeing you next Friday at 3:30 p.m. That is our new time. We're not doing 12 anymore, but we're doing 3:30 p.m. So I hope to see you next Friday, 3:30 p.m. If you have not shared this, share. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your Friday or whenever you're watching this. Enjoy your day. All right. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.